Bryce is packed. It's packed this week. There's so much. There's so much this week. The Gamescom. It's so.
The games came.
They came. They saw. They conquered.
The games conquered.
And now it's time to talk about them right here on the RageSelect podcast on RageSelect. Hey, everybody, I'm Jeff.
Hi, Bryce.
Yeah, we got trailers and trailers and trailers some more, which means this first part we're going to cut it down quite a bit instead of talking about movies for 20 minutes. I will just say that I tried to watch that new Mission Impossible movie and I got bored 10 minutes in, and so I ended up watching The Bad Guys 1 and The Bad Guys 2, and they were both delightful. Bryce, I feel like when you go to watch a DreamWorks movie, you can never tell whether you're going to get The Wild Robot or The Croods 3. And I think I had skipped The Bad Guys because it looked like it could be The Croods 3. But then I went back and I watched it, and it was delightful. A bunch of animal guys doing crimes, doing heists.
Oh, I remember seeing like a trailer for this or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, it's good to hear that that's good.
And they just put the second one on VOD this week, which was why I was like, okay, so I don't know, maybe I'll power through the stupid Mission Impossible, but it's really pissing me off. How about you? Did you watch anything good this week before we get into it?
I just 20 minutes ago, which tells you how much prep I put into the show. About 20 minutes ago, I finished Another Crab's Treasure, the underwater Souls-like game from Aggro Crab.
Yeah, co-developers of current indie darling Peak.
Right.
Yeah.
And Another Crab's Treasure is just so inspired. Like everything, everywhere you look in it, there's something like really well done or really clever. All of the little bric-a-brac in this underwater, realm is a lot of trash, a lot of human trash. And so, like, instead of an Old Bay can of seasoning, it says Elden Bay.
Oh.
There's like what is it I just said? There's like a bottle of Dawn, like a dish soap, but instead it's Loss, Loss. Like there's so much good stuff, and I restarted it less than a week ago because I'd only gotten about an hour or so in and stopped. I'm really glad I went back in and tried it, and I dig it. It's really sweet. I think it's more than it seems on the tin, right? Like you would think, like, okay, I guess it's just going to be like Souls game with an environmentalism story. But I think it's got a lot of character and a lot of personality that I probably don't feel like I see in some of the other Souls X games that come out now.
You mean like that Wu Chang Fallen Feathers that we sat through for 2 parts?
Yeah. Like this gets into it. It's really snappy. But it still like kind of lets you. I won't say it's like Elden Ring where you like someone says what you do and they will never tell you again. And
right.
You must, like there will be a guy with a little exclamation mark. But it's really cool. I felt like as I was playing, I felt very similar to Armored Core, the ACE6 that came out a few years ago. Of like, no, I feel like I'm actually getting good at this. I feel like I'm actually understanding the play between you can be an attack based or you can be like go on balance, try to get your opponent off balance and do the smash, or you can be umami based and work on your spells or your skills. There's a real hunker of a game in there. I really highly recommend folks check that out.
Did you use the giant gun at any point?
I did not use the gun mode, but I think if I go and do that, I think I'll get an achievement if I
Okay, fair enough. Well, so now you've played Armored Core and you've played Another Crab's Treasure. Now all we need to do is like merge the two and get you deep into that Elden Ring. It's only going to take 5 years and a bunch of primer games.
There are other hurdles for Elden Ring, but they're not. There's no place for them in this podcast.
All right, fair enough. Well, speaking of awesome video games, let's get into it because we got a lot to go over today. First, we actually got the day before we recorded this. There's some dancing around this at Gamescom, just like there was at Summer Games Fest. We finally got a Hollow Knight Silksong release trailer, so a full-on trailer along with a release date for Hollow Knight Silksong. I'm currently playing through Hollow Knight for the first time, and it seems fine. I don't know if I understand people that get really into Hollow Knight, but
I felt insane in the last 48 hours, Jeff, because I 100% agree. This looks beautifully executed, but I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna finish it just so I can see what's going on. And I'm sure that there's a lot of the lore that, like, you're getting stuff in here. I've already run into the character that's the main character in Silksong, and like you said, it looks fantastic. It looks amazing. Like, it looks really good. But the amount of just over the years people going insane waiting for this thing, and I'm like,
when is Silksong? When is Silksong?
For that one? I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it looks really good, but like, so does Ori and the Blind Forest, and like, people weren't losing their ever loving shit for years at a time about that. I don't know. Still,
now you're playing. I have not played Hollow Knight, so I'm totally a fair weather commentator on this. Does it feel like Hollow Knight plays like? I feel like the difference has to be in the hands. Like, it looks like, control platforming is very tight in this. Does it feel like does it play well, or does it play like another like 2D platforming roguelike?
I mean, like, the thing is, I don't really. I wish. The thing is that I'm with you on this, where it's like, again, I want to make it very clear that it's like, it's not that I dislike Hollow Knight. I just don't see anything that's especially that much different than a dozen other Metroidvania games that I played. Like, I played that Prince of Persia one, the Lost Crown or whatever, a little while back. I really enjoyed that. I think it's got like hella more platforming mechanics and time mechanics and upgrade mechanics. And in Hollow Knight, it's like, I mean, I don't know. It's fine. It's very pretty. The thing is, maybe I'm missing that I didn't play it and get really obsessed with it when it came out. That there was probably, like, I don't know, online lore speculation and stuff like that, or that I may have just seen too many of this type of game when it came out, and that Hollow Knight was just like an exemplary example of a Metroidvania game that was doing things a little different than things at the time. And because of that, it really stood out to people that played it at the time. Maybe it's the bug thing. I'm just not into bugs as much as everybody else. But anyway, it seems like a fine game. I just don't get the eating, the fucking ripping your own face off and setting yourself on fire because you're waiting for Silksong. But you don't have to wait.
Okay, can I?
Yeah.
Can I lay down a knock-on effect of this?
Sure.
And Team Cherry, you go with God. You're doing what you're doing. There's news stories over the past 48 hours of games shifting their release dates to avoid the September 4th release window for Hollow Knight.
Really?
Silksong.
Really?
Yes. Notably, the game that I was looking forward to, Clover Pit, the upcoming Balatro meets slot machine meets a torture device.
Like all the demons and Satan and stuff, the like little like PSX style kind of low poly, or is that something else?
Yeah, the Let's Go gambling game.
Yeah.
That was going to be released on the 3rd, and now they've pushed their release back about 2 weeks to. Now, granted, I think Clover Pit has got a lot of sauce on it. I think it can also have an impact, and maybe in being in the Silksong window, maybe there's something there. But they're totally different games.
Yeah,
For me, my purchasing decision is not going to change on either of these games based on when either of them come out.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm sure somebody in the comments will have a dissertation to explain it. And you know what? I want to read that dissertation.
I would love to hear it.
I would love to hear it.
I tried to watch like a research, like a lore video on Hollow Knight, and I got a lot of the story. And it seems good. It seemed good.
Yeah, there's again, nothing about it seems bad. Absolutely nothing about it seems bad. It's just that
I don't.
we gotta move on though, because I don't know. I feel like the people that like this are, I don't know. Tell me. Go into the comments and explain it. I'm more than happy to listen. And you know what? I haven't finished it yet. Maybe at the end of the story, like, it does some turns that get so crazy that it's like, oh my god, I can't believe it. But like right now, I don't even know how far through it I am, but again, this looks great. In fact, what this reminds me the most of when it comes to actually playing Hollow Knight is the Death Knight Shovel Knight expansion, how you played through the same game with this much more acrobatic, like limber character, because Hollow Knight's very basic on the ground, kind of hacky slashy, and this is all very acrobatic. And again, it looks amazing. It looks great. The art is really, really good for it. So, anyway,
we need to stop running, Jeff.
Yes. Let's move on to Gamescom, because there's a lot of Gamescom to get through. We're gonna do, I think, what I did kind of over the Summer Games Fest time, which is like some of this is going to be a little bit glossier than the rest of it, because some of it is just a new trailer for a thing that we already know about.
Oh, I didn't see these tabs. Oh, I only saw the day one tab. Okay.
No. We're on the opening night live tab. We'll get to the pre-show tab in a minute. Okay, so
a lot of this is stuff I would not have looked at anyway.
Yes. So they started off with just a Hollow Knight Silksong tease. We're gonna skip that, and then the first trailer that they showed was Black Ops 7.
They're making a new Call of Duty.
They're making a new Call. Hey, you want to know a weird thing? I had to look it up because I didn't remember this, but last year was Black Ops 6, so this is just like we're going from Black Ops 6 to Black Ops 7. But this one's a very like mind-bending cybernetic future thing. It has to do with the guy from Black Ops 2. They're trying to tie together a bunch of the different things from Black Ops. As somebody who doesn't really give a shit about Black Ops, this is like less interesting. I like Black Ops 2, but every time Call of Duty does this cybernetic robot stuff, I'm a little But then in this trailer, they also showed off that there's all this like weird mind-bending cyberspace, like you're in these weird hallucinative landscapes where
you get rezzed in.
Yeah, there's like giant like machetes flying through the air. And so it's like your Black Ops guys are inside of Max Payne's Nightmare or like one of the dreams in Death Stranding 2 or something.
I'll tell you what, they can make a trailer.
They can, absolutely.
They know how to make a trailer for this thing.
They the audio for this was Master of Puppets by Metallica, which was kind of interesting, fun thing. But I don't know. The Call of Duty franchise feels like it's all starting to kind of ooze together, and I don't know that this is what I'm looking for in Call of Duty. This weird mind bender like stuff. I don't know. Do you have any? I don't think you and I are really the big demographic for the new Call of Duty, but like, I don't know. You have any thoughts on this? Like,
I think, kind of just looking through the trailer a little bit, I feel like, that supernatural stuff you mentioned is almost such a light touch that it feels like, oh, this is the drug trip scene from the game. Maybe. At some point they get like poisoned and then they're seeing the big hand in the sky or something. But I don't know. To me, like watching this almost makes me feel like this could have been like a Hollywood just like blockbuster like action movie.
Yeah.
Well, we have a million more trailers to get into, but this seems like you could have made like 30 action movies for this.
Yeah.
And maybe the game is probably a better call.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I maybe need to know a little bit more than just an action montage. Like if you give me an actual like plot setup, I might be a little bit more. Sometimes they do that and it's just like, well, yeah, that's a bunch of Call of Duty that's going on right there.
And then, a lot of their audience don't even care about the story.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. From there, we got an interesting kind of a sequel that I didn't really see coming. They're making a sequel to the Lords of the Fallen reboot that came out a little while back. Oh my God, they talk about Call of Duty for so long. Yeah.
What was Lords of the Fallen? I don't remember that.
So there was a I don't know if you remember this or not. They rebooted Lords of the Fallen. It was like 2 years ago, and it had this very like the world of the living and the world of the dead. You had this lantern, and you would kind of switch between the two worlds. It was a lot more gritty. It kind of came out, and I think it was semi well received by the Souls community. Like the real hardcore people really liked it. I thought that it was kind of hard and unpolished, and so I didn't really get into it. I mean, I played the original Lords of the Fallen. I was like, I don't even know why you would come back to this well, or just call it something else.
Someone just had the rights.
Yeah.
Someone was just holding on to them.
This one appears to be much of the same, where it's like they're kind of mixing the kind of gothic horror of the Souls games with a little bit of the Lovecraftian stuff that you see in something like Bloodborne. There's more like goo and blood and dudes and stuff. I don't know. I will say that to their credit, the Lords of the Fallen team, they did revamp the entire first game. Like, they went back in and adjusted the difficulty. They adjusted a lot of the timing on stuff. They put in a bunch of difficulty things. And so apparently it's supposed to be a little bit more accessible now. But, I mean, it's so hard with the pace of games to go back to something where it's like, yeah, it took them a year, but they fixed it. And it's like, well, I got other stuff to do, my man. So, I don't know. But yeah,
it feels double edged, because like if I liked Lords of the Fallen the way it was, I would feel like, oh, you just wasted a bunch of time remaking this game I already liked. I don't know.
I don't think anyone liked the first one enough to really go with it. The big beefy brawny dude. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, it looks like another Lords of the Fallen. Like, it's hard to say very much more about it than that without like actual gameplay or even telling me anything in the trailer that
this was a CG.
That sets this apart from anything else. So, let's see. Speaking of, if you don't want to play a video game, apparently Sekiro is going to be an anime. So they're making an anime version of Sekiro called Sekiro No Defeat. And they showed off a real brief part of the very beginning of Sekiro. It's a very like kind of like rough style of anime. Like, it's very like things kind of go a little bit off model, and the things are a little bit less produced,
slightly jagged lines.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like a lot of computer 3D animation, which is nice.
Yeah,
I'm not a 3D anime fan. IMO.
There's some question. Apparently the studio that's making this has like a bunch of AI stuff on their resume, even though they've said that this is all supposed to be 2D. There's a question here about if that's true or not. Nobody really knows. I mean, I don't know. I've always wondered about the idea of taking something like a Souls game and then making it into a narrative structure, because the game is like 80% play, right, as opposed to narrative. The narrative is there, but it's not the primary focus a lot of times of playing one of these games. So, but I watch a lot of anime. I'll give it a shot. I'll give it 2 episodes and see if it holds my attention.
Well, and also I think the difference between, say, the game version of Sekiro and this anime would be, the action is completely out of your hands,
right?
And so, from the creator's perspective, both either the game developer or the anime, creation team, instead of designing this boss fight so that you have to take its phases into account and getting all the dialogue right, they have to frame it up and they have to make it, as intense as if you were the one playing it, even though watching someone playing it and watching it portrayed in the anime aren't going to look anything alike.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it'll be something I like. I never finished the game. Maybe I can finally see what the ending is watching the anime.
I think more games stories should be made into movies or animes. Like, there's so many great stories that are just kind of locked up in games, especially these like Soulsborne games where they're kind of hard, they're kind of ambiguous, and if you could repackage that, I think you could share that with more people.
Yeah. Or in the case of Armored Core, you got to play it 3 times.
Okay. It got easier. It was so much easier than those times.
Absolutely. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight got announced. This is going to be a Lego Batman game that, from the trailer, appears to be trying to put a lot of scenes from a lot of different Batman movies into this one game. So they have... in this trailer, you see things from like the Nolan Batman, and you see things from some of the other Batman stuff, and then it's all wrapped up in your little Lego thing. I mean, I don't know. It's like, it's fine. I wonder. I every time there's a Lego game, I'm like, no, just make a regular Batman game. I want to play a regular Batman game.
If they don't make this, the Lego people won't have anything to make. So they just let them keep making Lego stuff.
That's true. One of the things I did like was they had a part where they showed off Bane from the third Christopher Nolan movie, and he's voiced by Matt Berry in here. And I was like, I love Matt Berry, so I would totally down. But yeah, they show scenes from a bunch of the different movies. They show like scenes from the Batman. They show scenes from the Tim Burton one. They show scenes from like the Nolan stuff. So it's like they're trying to kind of make one product that has all these like different iconic things in it. Yeah,
that seems cool, and it seems like it's worked well for Harry Potter and Star Wars, and everyone else has gotten the Lego treatment. That's cool, especially doing the ones that are like more based on the movies, right? Like, I think there's a lot of Batman movie fans, and Lego is like such a left field way to do the Joker monologue.
Right. Yeah.
You want to see how I got this? Got this paint scar.
Right. Yeah. So we got that. From there, we went to, I don't know. I'm just gonna. This is. Oh wait. What is this?
Hack and slash.
Oh, this is. I'm sorry, I skipped over one. Warhammer 40K Dawn of War 4 got announced. So this is the new Dawn of War. They showed some Space Marines. They showed some Necrons. This is the RTS Warhammer 40K game. So I didn't play the last one, but yeah, I don't know. These are really popular. They just put out like the remastered edition of the first one that was a big success. It's a CGI trailer showing a bunch of Warhammer dudes warhammering it up.
There's a little bit at the end, and it looks like an capital RTS.
Yep. It actually looks a little bit more like a Total War game than a full on than what I'm used to. But then I don't know. I haven't played one of these in a while, so.
Why doesn't this look like Total Annihilation? What the hell? We peaked with game design. Like if it was just that guy. Cool.
Yeah, coming out next year. So from there, we got a bunch of Monster Hunters crossing over with Final Fantasy 14, and that they're putting chocobos in Monster Hunter Wilds. And then also some of the bosses, like one of the bosses from Final Fantasy 14. And Final Fantasy 14 is getting the secrets and some of the characters from Monster Hunter in Final Fantasy 14. So they're crossing over with each other. Huzzah.
I guess that makes sense because Monster Hunter is kind of a faux MMO, an MMFO.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah, not really my cup of tea, but it's there. I'm just glad people are still enjoying Final Fantasy 14.
I was going to say, shout out to Final Fantasy 14 for still kicking it.
Yep. Wait, what did I get here? I think I might have skipped something. You know, this always happens. Oh, no, that was... Okay. No, I got tricked by that when I was watching this. That was an ad for Gamescom that looked like a trailer for a video game, and I was like, screw you, Gamescom. I'm already watching your live stream. You don't have to advertise it to me. Okay, so next up we got Onimusha, Way of the Sword, the new Onimusha game that's coming out later this year from Capcom. This one had a lot more like kind of demons and dialogue, and some stuff that kind of looked a little bit more like modern in it. I don't know. There's like this part where he's kind of going down into this little place, and I don't know. There was parts of it that I was just like, I don't know what this is, but apparently,
Are you an Onimusha head? Have you played the previous titles?
I played the first one and I skipped all the rest of them. But I'm interested in this one because I like to support Capcom doing something that is not Monster Hunter or Resident Evil. And especially, I'm glad to see that they had this in the works, even while they put out that, whatever the weird tower defense thing from last year was. I forgot the name of it. We had to dance around. I don't know. Were you on the Onimusha tip back in the day?
I wasn't, but it was always like in the background. I was aware that it was a thing, but I never fell into it. And it's like watching this trailer. It's like, man, they should have made more of this. This would fit. This is like a really good time for this kind of game. Yeah,
absolutely. I like this lady with the weird like Joker face that they have in there. That lady right there. Yeah.
I don't see your video.
Oh, okay. There's kind of a weird looking lady in there. So,
slice that guy in half, and then he turned into two guys.
That's coming out
Onimusha, baby,
next year. So, from there, okay. Some of this is we're gonna gloss. Get ready for the gloss. Arknights Enfield is a third-person action game set in the Arknights universe. No. I don't care. This is another one of those anime games.
Was this like a mobile game?
The first one was a mobile game, and this one looks like it's going to be on the mobile, but also PS5 and Windows. I don't know. It's fine.
Is this Factorio? Hold on. I saw. Is this anime Factorio?
I don't know. They showed some weird Factorio in there, and I don't know if there's a Factorio part because it was Factorio, and then it was a bunch of anime Monster Slay.
Tales game. Like, yeah, what the hell?
So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you about that one, Bryce. Let's see. Europa Universalis 5 got announced. If you're into that sort of thing. I'm not. Demon X Machina got a new trailer and the announcement of a playable demo.
I'm interested in more Demon X Machina. That first game was kind of neat. I didn't finish it, but if this is going to come to multiple if it comes to PlayStation at launch, I will consider it because I really liked Armored Core. I thought Daemon X Machina was a good game in absence of Armored Core 6.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited to see what they do with another one.
Demo's out right now on the PlayStation. You can go download it right this second. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of interested. We'll have to see. I'm kind of interested because I feel like Demon X Machina is like it's like when you play another Souls game where you're like, oh, I really see where the quality was in the one that I liked, and I really see where the grindiness is in the one that I didn't like. So, but I don't know. That's coming out on September 5th. Like, it's right around the corner. So, I don't know.
Who knows? I mean, it could be a sophomore soar. A sophomore soar.
There
no
you
slouch
go.
here. No slump.
Yeah. From there, we got Voidbreaker, which came into early access last week. We did a video for that on RageSelect. It's like a first-person kind of roguelike cyberspace shoot-'em-up. It was when we played it, it was really intense and really like fast-paced. There's a lot of things exploding and cyberspace is all over up in your face, and then you get an upgrade, and then there's a million more guys. And
weird.
But it's on the Xbox Game Pass right now and the game preview.
Is there like an elevator pitch? Because I'm watching this and I'm like it kind of like it is it's a shooter. It's a first person shooter, but it looks like it's like in the portal, in a test facility. But then there's demon. That's a dog. I'm looking at a robot dog.
So a giant AI basically is like, thank you for applying. You've been accepted to do the combat data.
So
then
it's a portal game.
You go to a place and then you find a secret portal where a guy that's like, I didn't make it out, but I'm going to help you. Here's the place where the AI can't see you, where you can do the secret upgrades. The main thing I'll say is that mechanics wise, it's got if you hit people with grenades, it puts them into a break state, and if you kill them, they drop health. So kind of like the Doom system, and then you have an infinite telekinetic pick stuff up and throw stuff at guys button. So between the grenades and the throwing stuff and then upgrading your guns with these roguelike upgrades, there's a little like kind of Tetris thing where you can slot upgrades in. It's got a lot to it. It's also made by one guy. Apparently it was just one of those solo dev projects. So it's got some I don't know. It's really intense. Everybody should go play it if they like that sort of thing.
I wonder when we get to the point with these roguelike games where we start to develop like the obvious slogans, like break the cycle.
Yeah.
I don't know. This looks very, very shiny. Lots of particle effects and yeah, neat.
Yep. After that, we got the big Fallout cast interview for season 2 of Fallout.
Finally, the cast featurette.
Yeah. And then there was a trailer. It looks like more Fallout. They're going to New Vegas. Actually, you know what? The trailer has a character from Fallout New Vegas that I think everybody would recognize in a flashback that was pretty cool. Like, they obviously showed that they're going to be doing flashbacks with the Walton Goggins character before Las Vegas was nuked, back when he was an actor. And it looks really good. Like, it looks really good. I'm not much more to say about it than that. It's coming out in December. I really liked the season 1. Can't wait to see what they do with season 2. Until they kick me in the nuts, they've got my full throated attention. So
yeah, that first season was just really delightful. It was just like out of nowhere. I had really low expectations for it, and it really delivered.
It blew them away. Yep. We got some more, I don't know, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle DLC. Got another trailer. It looks like more Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. The big announcement was that it's also coming to Switch 2 next year. So next year it'll be on Switch 2. That's great. I think that game was delightful, and I can't wait to play the DLC, and I think more people should play the main game. So
yeah, I'm in. It's on the PlayStation now, so I'm keeping an eye out for when I've got a good time. I thought about playing it last week, and then I did another Crab's Treasure thing, so I couldn't.
Oh, there you go.
I really have to like lock in one game right now because I got Gran Turismo over here, and I got fucking Rematch over here, and I got all the daily Puzzmo games over here. So I can only have like one featured game at the moment.
I can't concentrate on more than one game at a time. Let's see. There was a new Deadpool VR trailer. I don't know. It's fine. It's
They're still making VR games, huh?
It's a Mojo verse game where you've got to go get a bunch of guys and bring them back to Mojo. And I'm like glad to see Mojo in a thing, but yeah, I'm probably not going to play it even because it's VR.
Yeah, I mean, you slash some guys, you get Thor's hammer, you put a little Deadpool into a sniper rifle and shoot him.
Yep.
I don't know. It seems, man, VR. One day it will be VR's time.
World of Tanks is getting a 2.0 update.
World of Tanks 2?
Nope, World of Tanks 2.0, not World of Tanks 2. I had to look into it, and Bryce, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this is not the only World of Tanks announcement in this list. So,
well, they're advertising everywhere. I'm sure they've got explosive growth.
I think they just have dramatically overestimated how much I care about tanks. They keep trying to sell me on the tanks, and I'm like, I don't care about the tanks. But John Carpenter's Toxic Commando is the next game by Saber, who did the Warhammer Space Marine 2. This is like another, it's like a first-person co-op game. I don't know anything about the Toxic Commando universe. Like, I know there's a Toxic Avenger, but I'm unfamiliar with the Toxic Commando universe, and it just kind of looks like Call of Duty Zombies a little bit.
So I've Googled Toxic Commando, and absolutely everything is about this video game.
Okay,
so
great.
I don't think there's a universe. I think we're jumping into a brand new joint from Mr. Carpenter.
It might have been like a comic or something a long time ago, but I don't know. There appears to be vehicles in this, and then it's also a first-person shooter as opposed to a third, like in Space Marine. Saber did a good job with that game, so I'm sure this will be fine, and I'm sure that it'll probably sell really well to the people who like zombies, right?
Punch that guy in the nuts.
Yep.
Punch him right in the nuts. All
right. Let's see. Ron Gilbert has a new game called Death by Scrolling. And this is like a vertical scroller where death is always coming for you from the bottom of the screen, and you're trying to kind of run vertically and pick up upgrades and kill guys. Ron Gilbert has written a lot of funny games, but Ron Gilbert has also done, what was that really bad game where it was like the Diablo style game? Anyway, this, I don't know. I may
Return Thimbleweed Park, The Cave, Return to Monkey Island. Hey, he did Total Annihilation. Hey, callback.
Yeah, there you go. What the hell? That's a big list. Anyway, Death Spank was the one I was thinking of.
Both lock into Death Spank.
Death Spank and Death Spank Thongs of Virtue. This, I don't know.
I got Thongs of Virtue. I only got Orphans of Justice.
I've got to check this out. I got to try playing this because as a trailer, it's not exactly blasting off. It's hard to see what's going to make it charming.
Like a Vampire Survivors, like kind of light touch.
Yeah.
It feels like maybe. Okay, yeah. Well, fuck it. Yeah, just do it. Everyone mix everybody's game together. It's fine. That's what we're here for.
Yep. Let's see. After that, we got Zero Parades, which is the new Zaum game. Looks. I think I saw a teaser for this, but the actual trailer looks very creative. It looks very. What the fuck is the name of their game? No, the game, the
Disco Elysium.
Disco Elysium. God, my brain would only say Death Stranding. I was like, it's not Death Stranding. Disco Elysium, yes. Very vibes of Disco Elysium. It's going to be interesting to see because there was the big diaspora where it's like the writers went over here, the voice actor went to this place.
And then everyone announced like their own version of like a spiritual disco too.
Yep. There's like
and then whoever's left at Zaum is making whatever this thing is.
Mm-hmm. Which looks very creative. It's a lot of like concept art. And then it looks like Disco Elysium,
it's fucking Disco Elysium,
it's like kind of top down, like running around in this kind of.
They almost got me for a minute and a half. They almost got me. No, it's still fucking disco.
I don't know. I mean, like, I guess the thing is that like if they make a Disco Elysium style game and it's like, again, I think it's going to be interesting to watch these four companies and be like, which one had the sauce, or was it all of them together? Like, if there was one key person, if it was the writer, if it was the project director, if it was the art team, if it was the sound team, or is it just that we're going to get 4 games that are 25% as good as Disco Elysium over the next year?
I'm not looking forward to that. There's a world where like that's the next version of Console Wars is who made the better Disco 2? Oh, I'm team Outer Space Mini Mart.
Yeah.
No, I'm team classic Rock Elysium, Fleetwood Mac. Take it away to Everness.
Yes. Neverness to Everness, which is just another. I don't know.
It sounds so bad when you say it. I was reading it on our thing. I was like, never, what? But when you say it, it sounds even worse. Neverness to Everness.
Oh, wait a minute. That was a different. Is that okay? No. Oh, sorry. I was trying to go through the stream and I got caught up in another. Another thing. So I'm sorry. I make a spreadsheet and then I don't follow the spreadsheet. Neverness to Everness.
I can't see what you're watching.
I know. Neverness to Everness is another one of these like anime style action adventure games. It's kind of the trailer is just kind of a fever dream of like explosions and dudes and big boob ladies jumping around, and I can't tell what this is. It looks like a third-person RPG, kind of like Zenless Zone Zero, but
they're driving. They're cars. But then they're fighting. What the hell?
I don't. This teaser is more confusing than anything else. I need somebody to explain Neverness to Everness to me in a more concise way than like they're driving and they're doing crimes, and also there's magic, and also there's the big booby ladies, and also there's motorcycles, and also there's common riders, and there's like so whole bunch.
Neverness to Everness.
Yep. Unbeatable is a rhythm game. I feel like whatever this company is, they've made a few games like this before where you're kind of jumping in the middle of the screen between like a top row and a bottom row. I know I've played another game that has that same rhythm game setup to it. It looks like they're kind of trying to channel some of the like anime band animes, the Bochis, The Rock and such, with getting the band together, and what is like music is against the law, do crimes, be young, get the band together. And I'm like, all right, fine. It's still a rhythm game, but
I've played a lot of rhythm games since my childhood, and I have very probably conservative beliefs on what I think a rhythm game and a music game should be. But I really like what we've seen with music games lately, where they're not afraid to just be story-based games that use music as like their medium. And I think there have also been bands who have like put out a video game as an album, or put out an album as a video game, to turn around whichever way you want. I think someone has yet to fully crack it, but this looks neat. And it just takes one of these to like really crack it, and then everybody's going to be making a video game LP.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. From there, we got Honor of King's World, which is another anime style game. This looks like a kind of more of a Final Fantasy
Honor of Kings, world. Who wrote this? Nobody?
Yeah. Some of this stuff, I'm like, I need you to give me a better thing than just like, here's a montage of action. Like, I don't understand really what this is or what it's about.
You got a party of young people going through a very old mine.
Yep.
And then also there's like ancient robots. They're not modern day robots. They're ancient robots.
Yep. Let's see. Delta Force is out on consoles now, which is just another modern military shooter game. I'm having a hard time with some of these.
Well, look, I mean, I guess that was already been out and is coming to consoles.
Yes. Let's see. After that, we got the Claire Obscure music performance, and then here's one that I'm actually really excited for. We got another trailer for Ninja Gaiden 4 that showed off a lot of platinum action, which was really super bloody and exciting. I don't know. I've been very hit or miss on Ninja Gaiden, and this one looks like a hit for me just because it looks very chaotic and very extreme violence. So,
yeah. When was the previous Ninja Gaiden? I guess I'm looking through it now.
Ninja Gaiden 3, I think, was a PS3, Xbox 360 title, if I'm not mistaken.
I feel like Platinum kind of need to land this one, huh? Like after what do we got? Bayonetta 3 and Babylon's Fall and Soul Cresta and
Babylon's Fall and Bayonetta 3, I think, were both very work for hire projects where they one for God, who published Babylon's Fall? Anyway, I think that I don't know. I get the
Square Enix.
It was Square Enix. I get the impression that Platinum basically just kind of goes where the money is. They're like, "What kind of game do you want? We can make whatever. We'll do whatever." Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. This one is really exciting for me. I just hope it works out. I hope that it's interesting. Cyber ninjas, demons, all that stuff.
Does it need to be super punishing for you, or for it to be authentic?
No, in fact, I would prefer that it was not, because when it's super punishing, it means that I don't finish it. So yeah. Let's see. Cinder City was the next thing, which was a very kind of like, it looked a lot like it was like a horror game, first-person shooter type of thing. It reminded me a lot of Fear, the old Fear games. Where you kind of
you're running through a big research lab.
No,
yep, I see
no. Actually, I'm sorry, this is the wrong one. I got confused again. No, this is the third person. Actually, this is like Battlefield with monsters, where you have like a bunch of people and mechs and stuff that are all exploding and going around. And you're getting in vehicles and doing stuff.
Is this this looks like Battlefield. It looks like there's a lot of people causing a lot of chaos in these small maps.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. Again, I'm kind of confused about what exactly, like how many players, what's the map. Like it almost looks like a Capcom game from the last 3 years where they're just like, yeah, play this online.
Put everyone in the city and give them guns. They'll figure it out.
Yep. Let's see. After that, we got Time Takers, which is another online multiplayer battle game where you're playing as a bunch of different people that were pulled from different parts of history and are now fighting in an arena for immortality or something. And I don't care. It looks bad.
It's For Honor the Finals. It's For Honor the Finals.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a worse description of a thing I was less interested in than that. I don't know.
You don't like the monkey? Look at the monkey's got a banana, and then the banana turns into a bunch of bananas.
Yep.
And they explode also. They're grenade bananas. Sorry, I forgot to mention the explosive.
Cluster bomb grenade bananas. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. All right, Time Takers. Let's wrap it up with Silent Hill. Silent Hill F got a new trailer. I don't know if are you into? No, you don't play the spookies all that much. So
I am. I have a history with the Silent Hill franchise, so I keep tabs.
Okay. I was very skeptical about this when they first announced it, just because they're doing this thing. They're taking Silent Hill out of the weird American Silent Hill town and then kind of making it like a go anywhere thing. And I think a lot of people are a little confused about that. But all of the dialogue in this trailer was very like haunting and weird and bizarre, and a lot of the violence looks really grotesque. It looks like it kind of has like a third person action. Like it's got a more dynamic action system than some of the previous ones, where apparently like there's a dodge button and people are like, could you put a dodge button in a Silent Hill game? But
I mean, that's one of the primary things. I mean, if I was in a fogged out town, I would be keeping my heart rate up so I could do some dodging.
You'd be bobbing, weaving, try not to get grabbed by the pyramid head.
Using that radio as a free weight just to try to get a couple of reps in.
Yep. Yeah, I think this looks great. Like, I'm really, like, I was on YouTube the other day and there was a short that was just like, look at this scene from Silent Hill. Can you believe it? And everybody's like, yes, it looks amazing. I don't know. I'm really into this, and it's the most excited I've been about a Silent Hill in a while, because it's not a remake of Silent Hill 2 or the original Silent Hill franchise, and it looks like a fucked up story. I think that this kind of Japanese social pressure that then turns into horror is very fertile ground to do a Silent Hill kind of fucked up psychological story in, and then all the visuals and everything look really intense and grotesque and screwed up, and that's what I want out of Silent Hill. So yeah, couldn't be happier.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how it goes.
Yeah. And with that, I think we're going to go ahead and take a break. We've still got a bunch of opening night live, but not that much left to go. And then we also have a Nintendo Direct, as well as the Xbox. And okay, all right, we'll be back. There's going to be more. Stick around. And we're back. And that means we've got more Gamescom opening night live to go through.
The game still came.
Yep. Our next one was La Divina Commedia, which appears to be Dark Souls by way of Dante Alighieri. Or what was that old EA game that was like the Christian fantasy?
I mean, they did do that Dante's Inferno game.
Dante's Inferno. My brain is falling out of my head today. So what if Dante's Inferno was a Souls-like game and was a little bit more grotesque, apparently, is what I'm getting.
There's a lot of red and green lights.
Yeah.
Ooh, spooky.
Ooh, it looks like blood.
Ew.
Even though I really do appreciate on this like skeleton bone puppet guy, the way that they've got his like sleeves look like they're like Italian. Like they're
ruffled.
Yeah, I like the way that looks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're doing another one of these. I would kind of like to see more about the world instead of just like this very well choreographed sword fight. But,
yep. Fighting one guy. Fighting one guy part.
It's a teaser.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Let's see. We got another trailer for Chronos: The New Dawn. That game is out in like a week and a half. I'm really excited for it because.
Oh, you are?
Well, I didn't like a lot of Bloober Team stuff because so much of it was like runaway, hide. It was very walking simulator atmospheric.
Oh, but now they're making games with gameplay.
Yeah, so Silent Hill 2, they give you like weapons, and then this looks like it's got a lot of weapons too. It's also got an interesting kind of time bending thing where you go back in time and forward in time, and there's some interesting mystery to it that makes me want to know what it's all about. But you also have like a RoboCop gun, and there's like zombies and shit, and I'm like, yeah. Good. That's what I want. So
oh man, just I don't know. Why do they make the helmet look like that? Come on. You know what you're doing with this.
Yep.
This is not Scorn. This is Chronos. I don't know.
Are you telling me that tiny vertical slit at the bottom of the helmet is
it grows. I swear I saw a part of this trailer where it grows. That's what are you doing?
I don't know. Maybe it ties into the plot, or maybe it's just supposed to make everybody uncomfortable.
Sickos over at Bloober Team.
Let's see. After that, we got another an Outer Worlds 2 trailer where they showed off the companions.
Hey, that's Sonic the Hedgehog.
It's John Ralphio. Yeah. He's from Summer Games Fest. He's like their fictional head of sequels, and he does little comedic bits. But yeah, they showed off the companions from Outer Worlds 2. They all kind of look a little generic. I mean, I don't know. Again, I'm gonna be getting too old for the montage game where it's like, show me one and then sell it to me, as opposed to just, here's a robot, here's a guard, here's like a tech person.
I didn't get into the companions in Outer Worlds 1. Like, I had them because you have to get them, but by the time I was finishing that game and kind of get into the point of no return, I was like, I'm not really gonna do their quests. I'm not really. You're good. We're just gonna wrap this thing up.
Go ahead.
No, I kind of feel the same about these, where they seem like probably pretty fleshed out, kind of characters with some multifacets, but also kind of
Yeah.
They don't spark any joy.
Yeah. I don't know that the world, I know there is plenty of writing in the world. I don't know. Also, in this trailer, they specifically say that you can't romance any of them. That there's no sex with your companions. And it's like, okay, I guess, sure.
That's fine, yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's better than hawking it on and making it so that everyone's down to clown constantly.
Yeah, that does sell games, though. So.
but really think so? You think the Punani is pushing Outer Worlds 1 sales, Outer Worlds 2?
Well, no, not necessarily, but I think that it's something that sometimes gets people engaged.
I hear what you're saying, that no one's going to make Gunnar CG loops. They're not going to make the GIFs out of any of the Outer Worlds 2. I get
That's true. Yes. Except for maybe that robot, because I know how the internet works.
Yeah. Robot goes without saying.
Inzoi has a island escape DLC that you can play if you want. I still don't know if anybody's actually playing Inzoi. Like, it came out in early access on the PC, and we tried to play it, and I was like, I couldn't get anybody to talk to my Zoi, and I couldn't get them to do anything, and I was like, I'm not willing to put in the work to get a Sims game to work. So, but yeah,
strange. This game I feel like has been under the radar, and I don't know. This island getaway doesn't really. It just kind of looks like, not even very islandy.
Yeah,
there's like a lot of home stuff. There's a lot of raining and farming.
Yep,
and then a picture of Wilson the volleyball, just so that we all know what an island is.
Yep.
Remember that island movie?
I do. I don't know. Also, there's like the part where the guy's dreaming about like girls and stuff, and then he wakes up and he's like in a prison cell, and I'm like, what is this game? I don't understand it.
It's a prison island.
I don't know. Maybe when it comes out on consoles, if I get it to run on the PS5, I'll give it another shot, but Fate Trigger is another anime cutscene with ladies with the big booba shooting guns and cybers and stuff at each other. I don't know what to say about these games, because it's just anime waifus and like 2 minutes worth of a big cutscene. Like,
here, I got an on sec where we can fill with this. Do you remember? Are you also of the same internet age of me, as remembering that really, really embarrassing anime GIF that was basically this trailer, and it's the anime sniper lady, and she's pulling out the sniper, and all the while her boobas are snapping left and right, up and down, and then she like shoots between the boobs because it's a fucking anime. That's what they're doing with the anime.
No, actually, no. I'm afraid that I don't remember this particular thing, but what you're describing to me sounds like 80% the same as a bunch of other stuff I've seen. I don't know. This appears to be some kind of like shooting online game. I can't tell if it's on multiplayer or single player or free to play.
It looks like
or
Fortnite.
A phone game.
It really just looks like Fortnite.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Coming to Epic Game Store Q1 of next year.
You even have like the animal. Oh man, we're gonna do an animal mask, but it'll be kind of like polygonal, so that it's like kind of cool and then like ambiguous, like kind of like Squid Game.
Like Squid Game, yeah.
Remember like Squid Game?
Seven Deadly Sins Origin is a thing. I don't care. I've heard this anime is terrible, and I don't care about the tie-in to it. So
there we go. Well, you're the anime expert here. I'm gonna follow your lead.
Yep.
Also, that looks like AI. I don't care what you say. I looked at a lot of trailers today, Jeff. This one's got AI for sure.
Okay. They're having a closed beta test, which I don't understand, for a single player RPG. Which maybe that's not. I don't know.
Sure?
It's by Netmarble. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's on. Anyway, I don't know. Moonlighter 2 is a thing. We've seen plenty of Moonlighter 2 over the years. It's Moonlighter but 3D. You go to the dungeon and you get stuff and you sell it at your store during the daytime. Vampire the Masquerade 2, Bloodlines 2 was next, and this one actually showed like some action gameplay. So this is another one where the Chinese Room is making this. The What Remains of Edith Finch developer took this over. And this is the first time I think I've ever seen a game of theirs that has action in it, that has punching dudes and they explode into vampire blood all over the place. So I don't know. I'm interested because this has also been a game that's been in development hell for a long time. People really like the first one. There is a really brief footnote to this where apparently, in the game you get to join one of the vampire clans, and apparently some of the vampire clans are locked to the premium edition. So it's like some actual big content. It would be like
content.
Yeah. It'd be like if you can't join the Brotherhood of Steel in the new Fallout game.
Story game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. So there was some cosmetic stuff. Okay, whatever. But the fact that two of the factions, I think, are tied to getting the super edition of the game, and it's that feels terrible.
I mean, maybe it just doesn't matter that much, and it won't be a big deal. That's why they did it.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't. That's so weird. What? I don't know what's going on with this vampire game, and we don't have enough time for me to ask you to explain which part of Vampire the Masquerade / Bloodlines 2 this is.
Yeah. It does look cool though. I mean, I like the action in the trailer looks cool. This is first person kind of vampire powers, blowing people up and exploding into blood and stuff like that. And people really like the Vampire the Masquerade universe. So I keep waiting for something that makes me interested in actually fucking around with it. And this might. Not the Battle Royale game, not the Telltale narrative game, but the one where you get to explode people into blood fountains.
If this is what the fans want, I'm down for it because I'm on the outside looking in. But, man, I hope that the fans are getting exactly what they want.
I don't think they are, but I don't know. Let's see. Enshrouded is getting an update. This is I played this before. This is like a survival game, but it looks real nice. It's got a kind of third-person medieval fantasy action stuff. It's got some Breath of the Wild elements to it of gliding and climbing and stuff like that. I think this is a really cool game, and I can't wait to check it out when it gets into fully 1.0. But they announced a new content for it.
So it's early access right now.
Yeah, it's update 7, which has the Sunken Treasures update. So,
okay.
Age of Empires 4 Anniversary Edition is coming to the PlayStation 5 with a new DLC, Dynasties of the East. I don't really truck with that franchise very much. So,
are they going to make a new Age of Empires? A new line, a 5?
Probably. I mean, how much could it cost to make one of these games, Michael? $5?
I ask because they keep, they have had a lot of strikes at, new definitive editions and updates and all, which is great, and it speaks to the staying power of these games.
Yeah.
And so, but maybe the correct answer is just to keep remaking the old games. Maybe that's actually what everyone wants here, is just keep remaking the old games and keep making them a little better, actually.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, November 4th coming to PlayStation, so Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Legacy of the Forge. We got a DLC trailer for that. This is the one where Henry gets to go back to his hometown and basically reopen the forge that got torched in the first game. It's a lot of building a house and a living space and doing blacksmithing stuff. So, looks good. I'm a big fan of... I really liked Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, so...
Not a game... I mean, I guess there's like a home building element to this?
Yeah, part of it is that you can also reopen the shop, but then you also build your own living space that's in the house attached to it. So there's like a whole bunch of different
cozy.
Yeah.
Cozy.
Yeah. Let's see, Cult of the Lamb is getting a new expansion called Woolhaven that's like what was it described as? It was like a massive paid expansion. Was what they said.
Because they've been putting out huge free updates for Cult of the Lamb.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they need to get out ahead of that and say, no, you will be paying for this.
Yeah.
Did you play Cult of the Lamb?
No, there's something about when you put the 2D characters on the 3D environment that like clangs in my head really badly. And so I couldn't really stand to look at it. So
it does have a pretty heavily stylized look. I really enjoyed Cult of the Lamb on 1.0. But when I finished that game, at no point did any of the big updates draw me back to it because I don't, there's no reason to do any of the farming or the people sim stuff.
Yeah.
If you're not like, playing in the game anymore. And now I don't know. I don't know if this paid DLC is too late or not. I don't know if. I mean, people like Cult of the Lamb. It will be really interesting to see how this does.
There's a big question that I always have when you see games that go into 1.0 and then they keep releasing expansion after expansion after expansion, where it's like there's got to be a point of diminishing returns. But some of these games are so beloved that I feel like they can just get away with like continuing to give you a new expansion, and the diehard people will come back into it. But I'd be interested to know, like, it'd be interesting to really break down. Of course, we don't have actual sales data, right? But to break down, like, what games are able to keep putting out expansions in order to stay alive, and how long does that last before you actually have to get into a brand new game? For example, World of Warcraft has their big expansion. They showed a CG trailer for World of Warcraft Midnight, which is the second half of their current expansion. Is very nice cinematic trailer where a bunch of blood elves are fighting a lady and some shadows, and then the one lady prays to the fountain, and then everybody gets superpowers and they win. I don't know anything about the lore of World of Warcraft, so this is
what happens when you click attack. This is what happens when you click the button.
I don't know who any of these people are. I don't know the deep, rich history of the Blood Elves, or who that lady is, or why she's praying to the Sunny Delight in the place. I'm
again, like, good on MMOs for a lot of MMOs. I feel like surviving. I know my own personal criticisms of the genre over the decades.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. From there, Project Spectrum was next, and that was the one that I thought looked a lot like Fear, where it was a very kind of gritty, lo-fi thing, and there's like kind of this lady that seems like some kind of special forces operative that's going in with a team and shooting ghosts.
Okay.
And it's got a real kind of like. What if those Resident Evil paramilitary commandos were actual paramilitary commandos and not like, Jill?
Interesting. Who do we know who's making this? Is this?
That is a good question.
Team.
Let's see. Project Spectrum is free to play. Oh, God damn it.
Oh yeah, I'm looking in the comments. Asymmetrical PvP shooter.
Asymmetrical PvP tactical thrilling shooter coming to the PC. So okay, I don't care anymore. I've had enough of these things. Asymmetrical PvPvE. So some people play as the ghosts and some people play as the guys, and
that's why the ghosts also have guns.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Well, There we go.
Well, there we go. I was excited
Speaking
for a
of
second.
free to play.
Yeah, World of Tanks Heat World. I had to look this one up because I was like, didn't we already see World of Tanks? This is the Black Ops 6 World of Tanks. Believe it or not, when I looked this up, and it said, this is the World of Tanks hero shooter, where it's a 10v10, and the tanks all have different, like, powers, which is why they're going crazy in this trailer, punching each other in walls, and rocket barrages, and fucking snipers, and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, guys, I just don't care about the tanks. I just...
I think you could. There got to be a lot of people who are playing this mobile game to do. I would not play World of Tanks.
Yeah,
but this is interesting.
These tanks are drifting. That one did an Akira slide. Like,
yeah,
you know,
this one's shooting an energy blast.
Yep.
Like a fucking armored core is gonna come out. I'm down. If we're getting goofy.
Yeah.
And then imagine all the top secret classified documents that they get for tanks.
And then we finished up with 3 relatively strong, well, I don't know, relatively strong things. I'm sorry. This whole thing was, I have some stuff that I'm actually excited about. Ghost of Yotai got another trailer. This is kind of the Summer Games Fest curse of, yeah, man, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to play the shit out of it. It comes out in like a month. And it looks great. Like, there's a lot of, you know, hacking and slashing and riding a horse. And
they got Mount Fuji in this one.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Snow fighting, all kinds of blood and guts and gore coming out. Yeah, I mean, it looks great. Like, no trailer I've seen for Ghost of Yotai has made it not look great. And I enjoyed the ever-loving crap out of Ghost of Tsushima. So this is a day one, 100%. Yeah, I guess they're ramping up the trailers as we get closer to the release date. So,
yeah. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima was already, you know, picturesque. But one of my feelings that I took away from that game was like you could feel when you were like in the good content and the slop content. And so I kind of hope that that's something that they're able to get a better handle on in Yotai, because it's, you know, it's just it's a tough thing for any open world game. And they're doing the Legends mode.
And they're doing the Legends mode. Yep. They're doing the
We had a good time playing that on Tsushima.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Even though I'd only played it that one time, and then and then they did say that so October 2nd is when the game comes out, and Legends is going to be released in 2026. So it's staggered the way the first game was. Let's see. After that, we got a big chunk of Resident Evil Requiem. This was a very story setup trailer where it's like the main character and their mom, and the mom comes home and somebody calls and asks if they're there, and then hangs up, and then the lights all go out. They're trying to kind of escape this apartment complex. The mom pulls a gun immediately when the lights go out.
Were there America? Okay, we're setting in America.
Yeah. And there's it was good. It was nice and atmospheric. I mean, it was setting stuff up. You know, there's like a neighbor out there is like, oh, sorry, we're gonna get the lights back on any minute now, and then just violence, and it looks, I don't know, it looks like a good successor to Village, in my opinion. Like, it's got this kind of spooky apartment, and there's been some more footage that has come out of, like, apparently there's like a giant stalker monster at some point in here. There's like demos that a bunch of journalists have played. Not saying a whole lot about it, but, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, these mainline RE games have been really, really solid. So I'm sure people get a lot of trust in this.
Yep. They haven't burned me in quite a while, so I'm still in with whatever they want to do. And then let's see. We wrapped up with the big one more thing, which was that there's another Black Myth game coming out. So this is, I didn't actually understand how this worked, but like the first, you know, we had Black Myth Wukong, and this is Black Myth Zhang Kui, who is like another mythological fiction character.
Hero.
Yeah. Like, he's like this hunter, and so you get these kind of two guys that are bumbling around, and then in this trailer, like, a bunch of these like monsters walk by. There's like some kind of big ogre guys with a giant sword, and then there's like a dude riding a tiger. I don't really know enough about mythology. Like, I'm somewhat familiar with the Monkey King because of all the spillover into other stuff, but I have no idea who this is. It is interesting to see that the Black Myth team is now just jumping right into another game, because like that first one took a while to make. I remember seeing trailers of that like 5 or 6 years before it came out. So, but
maybe once they got it down, they kind of have a formula to work off of.
Yeah, they got all the kinks worked out of the system, and now it's just like creating a new thing with new assets and stuff. But yeah, sure, dude looks like Ganondorf with some stuff coming off of his head.
He looks like Jinpachi. He looks like Heihachi's father.
I could see it. That was
apparently this is from a YouTube comment. Zhang Kui is essentially the Chinese ghost cop.
What's a ghost cop? Is that a thing? I don't. Okay. Cool. You're under arrest.
Go with that
for ghost crimes. Yeah.
I need a 100-arm handcuff for the centipede monster.
Yep.
Doing that kind of bit for 40 hours.
And that was opening night live, which I don't know if you could tell by the amount of glossing over here. Like, there was a lot of stuff in here that I was somewhat, the stuff that I already knew about that I was excited for, and then the stuff that was announced I was a little bit cooler on. Honestly, I don't know if you looked at the stuff from the pre-show, but there was like more stuff in the pre-show that I was interested in than in the main show. I don't know. Did anything stand out to you in the main show? I
try not to keep up with these live award shows. Or this is not an award show. This was a part of Gamescom,
right?
But I really like not been in the trailer game much, and I think I've seen some interesting things, but I haven't gotten a sense of I need to write this down and remember to do this, play this when it comes out, or to follow this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really interesting ideas, and I'm excited to see, how they look once they are out. But, maybe I'm just getting jaded about trailers.
Sure. I could see that. Well, I tell you what, let's talk about a couple things from the pre-show. Because there were a couple of these that I was interested in, and then we can jump on over and see how much of there's only a couple of things in the Xbox that I thought were at all interesting. In the pre-show, though, one of the things they announced was that the Night Dive's next remaster is going to be Outlaws, the classic LucasArts Western first-person shooter. I was a huge fan of this game when it came out. I remember it had a very spaghetti Western soundtrack to it, and that the game disc, it was one of those ones where you could put the game disc in your CD player and play the soundtrack off of it.
Oh, this is Doom.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a Western Doom. Okay.
Yeah, it's a Western FPS from back in we're making the total conversion type of days. And it was done by LucasArts, who had really good art at the time. So they're doing a full-on remaster, like a re-release of that via Night Dive. So super happy about that.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
I really liked the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Dragon Pearl of Destruction, which looks like an old school, like 16-bit beat 'em up, like kind of a Golden Axe, but with classic He-Man characters. I think that's great. I'm glad to see the beat 'em up is making a return. I played a fan game that was something like this many years ago, and I'm glad to see something that looks like it's a full-on realized version of that concept. So
yeah. I wonder when we get to the point of game development where more and more of these more tertiary pop culture properties can kind of put out a 16-bit side-scrolling beat-em-up game.
Yep.
He-Man, Captain Planet, get She-Ra.
Mm-hmm.
There,
do them all. Yeah, do them all.
Like they'll play it. They'll play it. You don't have to reinvent the side-scrolling wheel.
Valor Mortis was this was probably the thing that I got the most excited about. Strangely, this is from the creators of Ghost Runner, and it's a like French, like Napoleonic game, but there's like a bunch of Resident Evil like spaghetti monsters and like weird concoctions. There's like this guy with this face mask who injects himself in the middle of a desperate fight and grows like a Resident Evil monster arm. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting concept. And I like the Ghost Runner guys, but I didn't really like, I liked that game, but I wasn't in on it enough to get good at it. So I never really got that far in it. But when you get to the actual gameplay of this, it's like a first-person shooter kind of in this Napoleonic era, but then you're fighting like monsters with like sabers and like muskets and stuff, but it's got this big kind of horror tinge to it. You get like flamethrower hands and supernatural powers, and I'm like, yeah, man, that looks creative as hell, and I'm all about it. So
have you... Are there other... They're saying this is a roguelike game, but it's like first person mix of like sword and gun gameplay. Has there been a game that's ticked those boxes yet? I like sword and gun kind of sounds like that really good one, but it was third person.
Bloodborne?
No, it's a sequel. It doesn't matter.
I mean, Witchfire.
The first person version of it is interesting, I guess.
Witchfire is probably the closest thing to that. It's been in early access for a while. It's from like some of the People Can Fly people, but yeah, I don't know. It looks Remnant. Yeah, there you go. So, but yeah, I don't know. Cool. I'm interested in that. And then also, I've been.
France is so hot right now, by the way. France is so hot.
I don't know how to pronounce this. I don't know if you've seen this game. It's abbreviated as PVKK, and it's got like this incredibly long like German name, and it's like this weird game where you're in a bunker and there's like an invasion and you're shooting like this huge gun, like a really big, like shoots miles and miles and miles away gun, and you're trying to like keep this alien or some kind of invasion from happening. And you're making these incredibly long, like artillery shots at these ships in the sky. But then also it's like you can't leave the bunker, and there's some like weird, like what's happening here? Yeah.
There's a little panel that gives you tea.
Yep.
Tea festivity panel.
Yep. And then you get like enhancements where you have to like take the panels off and then like screw a new panel on, and sometimes if there's like a malfunction, you have to take pieces apart and like get them put back together, and it looks really fun. Like it looks like a weird and interesting concept, like a little like kind of micro game concept, but all the trailers I've seen have been very technical also about this whole shooting a gun for miles and miles and miles. So
yeah. Seems like a game that would work pretty well for virtual reality.
Oh, yeah.
Just the kind of the look of it where you're first person, you're kind of in a small central sort of space, dealing with a lot of panels and moving stuff around.
Yep.
I bet that's in the pipeline.
I wonder, can you say, do you want to give this a try? Do you see this?
Oh, yeah. Here's it. Planeten Kommandant.
Yes. That one.
Planet Verteidigs, like planet air support captain commander.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Someone write in. Someone tell me how bad my German was. I don't know German.
And then last, let's see, the Xbox. We had a couple of quick things here. They got a deeper dive into the ROG Ally.
See, when I thought this was when I thought
it was just this
for the day,
yeah.
I was like, we're going to spend 40 minutes talking about the ROG Ally alone.
Yeah,
but definitely we don't need to.
Didn't do that. Yeah.
I think that I'm still really fascinated by this strategy that they're doing of just, I don't know, put out a Microsoft branded portable. Fuck it. Asus, you're a number one in line for this as well.
October 16th is when that came out, and then between when I sent this to you, I saw there was a news story where the price leaked. So like the ROG Ally crappy version, that's not the Xbox version, is $450. This one, I believe, is $800. Yeah. Let me just make sure.
A 1080p, portable handheld running Windows.
Yes.
But presumably they know that.
900, 899. And there's also like a $99 dock, and there's a bunch of other stuff. And I'm just like, I mean, some people.
See, I thought it was going to be really cheap because
nope.
of how they were like, yeah, it's going to be 1080p, and like we're going to try and get 30 frames per second.
Yeah.
Like, the people who spend money on your software, that's the number they care about.
Yeah.
The people who give you $900 for a piece of plastic, they care about that number.
Yep. I mean, it's unclear as to whether this is. I think that was a leak. Like it was on a Best Buy website that somebody captured real fast.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, it just seems like a. I don't need that. Like it's actually cheaper to buy an Xbox Series X than it is to buy this, and I just.
But then you'd also have to buy a television, which you don't have.
Checkmate libs. The other thing here, there wasn't a lot. Triangle Strategy came out on consoles the day they put this out, but the big one for me was that the Rogue Prince of Persia, which had been in early access, got a 1.0 release and was announced to be on Xbox Game Pass, and I'm super excited. I was actually playing the ever-loving shit out of this before I started playing Hollow Knight, which really messed my brain up trying to go from what you're playing in this game. But for anybody who didn't watch the video and anybody who doesn't know, here's the 10-minute or 10-second elevator pitch. Evil Empire was the group that made all of the best DLC for Dead Cells. They got axed by the Dead Cells company, and they were making no more DLC. Ubisoft somehow had the forethought to hire them. This is just Prince of Persia Dead Cells. This is just Dead Cells, but with a few more like add-ons. Like you can do this parkour run, and you've got a dedicated kick button. But it's mostly just Dead Cells by way of Prince of Persia. And it rules hard. Like it's really, really good if you like that. So
the animation looks really smooth for being like a human cartoon. For like you mentioned Dead Cells, and Dead Cells like can get away with being super floaty because your guy's just like a spirit goo thing. But this is like the animation is really slick on this.
Yep. It's very, very good. It's on Xbox Game Pass. If you even remotely are into Dead Cells, I highly recommend picking it up. It's got a really great upgrade system, and it's all very Dead Cells. So if you like Dead Cells, there's a few things you have to get used to, but in general, yeah. It even goes the same thing where once you beat the game, you start putting on modifiers to make it harder. But then it's also got this interesting like kind of mind palace thing where in Dead Cells you were kind of just like expected to remember clues, whereas here they've got like a literal map of like you need to go here to get to this thing so you can rescue this guy and get him back to your safe house. So
okay, we're gonna need to come up with like a new genre. We can just start brainstorming it now. We don't need to decide it now. But a word for roguelite games that have a story and are designed around you finishing the story and not just bumping your head against the motherfucker for 90 hours until you get somewhere.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, and there was other stuff in the Xbox thing. It wasn't, I don't know. They had a trailer for like Final Fantasy Tactics and, you don't
want to talk about the Furry Cafe?
Hey, if there was anything that stood out there, do you want to talk about the Furry Cafe? Because
that's all I had to say about it. They hired some furries to make a cozy game.
Bistro. That's Bistro. I think you got Project Bloomwalker. That's just like Studio Ghibli survival. Tropico 7.
But it's also a cozy game.
Tropico 7 got announced. I don't know how there's this many Tropico games. I've never understood. Like, I want to be a Banana Republic dictator. Like, I don't. I want to rescue my family in Prince of Persia. Thank you.
Well, they don't need to change anything. They figured out Tropico 15 years ago, and they just keep repackaging it. They don't need to change anything. I also wanted to say that. That Sonic Racing Cross Worlds looks like trash, which I'm surprised about because I thought the Sonic Racing games were supposed to be pretty good. Did you not watch this and immediately feel like, who made this shit in Unreal Engine and put it on a YouTube channel?
I didn't watch it at all because it's got the word Sonic in it, and I don't like that.
Brother, load it up and look at that grass texture. Just look at the grass texture.
Yep. No, I mean, I have no doubt. Wait, no, that's Final Fantasy VII Remake. Look at the grass texture of that Final Fantasy VII Remake.
You're going to get Yuffie's grass texture. X-rated.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Sonic trash. I don't like any Sonic. I don't like any Sonic. I don't like.
Yeah, but this doesn't even look good. Like, they make Sonic games that look good, and then the other half of the Sonic games look like this.
I don't know what to tell you. They all look like this to me, but that's just me. I'm a big hater for Sonic, so I don't.
Put it in the emails. There will be defenders of me in the emails saying that for a Sonic game, this looks like shit.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that the level from that open world Sonic game that they made that looked like trash, where everything
doesn't it fucking look like that?
It looks like
fucking looks like that.
It looks like that, because then there's also parts that look like Sonic that look like cartoony Sonic.
Those parts look like they put them in the bad game.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. That's what my head is at. Is that they tried to make a good game out of that bad game, and then they made a second bad game.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
Move on.
Okay, well, here, why don't we briefly go over a good racing or a more interesting racing game?
Okay.
My God, I don't know who lets Sakurai keep doing Nintendo Directs. Bryce, this is the Kirby Air Riders, Kirby Air Riders Nintendo Direct. This thing is 47 minutes. Like, because when you let Sakurai do a Nintendo Direct, he goes into excruciating detail about every aspect of the entire system.
They did this with Donkey Kong's was not 40 minutes, but Donkey Kong Bonanza had their they're really showcasing the game of the month.
Yeah. No, I mean, don't get me wrong. The thing is that I remember when I saw the first trailer for this and I was like, why would I want to play this? And then I watched this and I was like, oh, I kind of do want to play this, because it's like half fighting game, half racing game. Like, you don't even hit a button to accelerate or push forward. You're always moving ahead. And then there's just like one button that you use for brake, boost, and drift, all three of them. And then there's like a second button that you use for specials. And then, like, if you get near anything, you just automatically attack it. So it's all like, there's way too much here, because I watched this whole fucking thing. There's way too much to go into the individual details. But what I'll say is that it is a racing game that seems like it is very much focused on combat between the racers more than it is like technically proficient racing. Like, when you're racing, you drop these little stars behind you, and those stars are a boost, and so anybody driving behind you, if they're driving your line, instantly catches up to you. So it's not even like advantageous to be in first place, because there's literally a mechanic to make people
get a heavy slipstream,
get close to each other and do attacks and stuff. So it's definitely has more fighting DNA in it than I knew, because I didn't play the original one of these on the GameCube.
Yeah.
But then also there's like a really big mode that they talk about towards the end that's called like city mode or something, where you go into the city and you've got like 5 minutes to collect like boosts and power ups, and there's little mini games and like battle modes and race modes, and at the end you kind of get a choice of a few different. There's like a drag race mode, but then there's also like this air. Hit a score on a big board, you do a jump and you fly through the number.
They made a roguelike. I'm picking between three things.
Okay. So there's a lot going on here. I think that anybody who is interested in this should take a look at all 47 minutes of this, because the longer it went on, the more I was like, man, this isn't even remotely. Because the big question, of course, is like, why would you put this out in the same year as Mario Kart that you wanted people? Isn't this a racing game? And it's like, it's not really. Like, it's very different kind of thing.
I feel like Air Riders was something that seemed misunderstood.
Yeah,
primarily by me playing it as a child and not understanding what to do it. But because it was a cousin game. My cousins had this, I think, and I tried playing it once, and I had no idea what to do. And I didn't have the tutorial, and I didn't have any instructions, so I just sat there like the button doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
So a 47-minute explainer does not surprise me, and probably is good. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Look, we're learning about connecting stations together like this.
Yep. I mean, I always used to make fun of Sakurai because he would do the Smash Brothers updates, and they would be 40 minutes of talking about how like clicking down the button for 0.5 seconds made Ryu step forward like half a step, but then if you held it down, he would do a full step. And I was like, I don't know who needs this level of detail. But the longer I was exposed to that community, I was like, no, I understand. They all need this level of detail. So for something like this is actually a good way to present it. I just got done complaining about a bunch of trailers that were just sizzle trailers where they just showed me a bunch of like either pre-rendered gameplay or stuff without context, and I don't know why that I would want to play this. This makes a very good case as to why you want to play this. So
I think it shows off the amount of detail and consideration that goes into stuff like this. Because balancing games is obviously important, and when you're Nintendo and you can kind of expect it'll look and sound pretty good.
Yeah.
Getting the feel exactly right is something you should hang your hat on for sure.
Yeah. And looks great. So we don't have very much time.
Dynablade also returns from the previous game.
We don't have very much time left. You know what? I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and call that a part 2, and then I'm going to go through here and cut about half my news stories, about half my trailers, and we're going to have a big mishmash part 3. So everybody stick around, and we'll be right back. There's more trailers. There's always more trailers. And we're back. For part 3, we've got a decidedly different part because there were a couple of really juicy news stories in here. So we're going to see what we can get through in part 3. First up, Sony has held out for a while, but they did announce last week that they are raising the prices of all of the PlayStations. So the standard is up to $550 from $500. The digital is up $500 from $450, and the Pro is up to $750 from $700. Of course, this is all due to the tariff economy stuff. It appears that Sony has made the decision not to raise any of the prices of their peripherals. So controllers and disk drives and other stuff aren't going up. But for right now, it's just the main consoles that are up. This is kind of a given, I think, at this point. So it's not really unexpected, but not great news nonetheless. I mean, especially considering, shouldn't we have had, I'm sorry, just to really briefly, normally in console life cycles, the prices go down eventually. So you would think that with better production facilities that the unit cost would have gone down and then soaked up. So instead of giving a price drop, everything would have just remained the same as opposed to literally going up as much as they have. But
we never got a PS5 Slim, right?
Yes. Well, no, there was the digital edition. But not
never got a refresh SKU as a Slim.
Correct. Yes.
And I don't know, either that's a sign that they can't miniaturize these chips, or that miniaturizing them won't bring the price down enough to do a cheaper, lighter SKU. Or the focus on Pro maybe is a good thing. I got a 4K TV, Jeff. I got a 4K TV recently. It's got HDR, and it made me think I could be playing in 4K.
You could.
And so I think there's still a travel point for the consumer there. But as far as Nintendo threaten to do this or have to do this a few months ago?
The Nintendo Switch 2 price... Oh, no, they did raise the price of the OG Switches, but they kept the Switch 2 at its base price, and that's probably because they need people to buy it. I think there was also probably the price point for the Switch 2 had a little bit of potential tariff stuff already baked into it. But yeah, I don't know, cost of electronics going up, which is not the trend I've seen in my lifetime, but... we live in a whole different era. So,
and also we could, I don't know, maybe it's because we're mid console cycle now, but I could see myself going to a PS5 Pro, but I'm not itching for a PS6 or a huge generational jump because I feel like I haven't seen the generational jump I was promised.
Yeah. Well, I will say faster load times. Sometimes I have to go back to some of the non-SSD stuff. That's true.
I mean, what was that? Death Stranding loads insanely fast. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Load the game immediately. Load the game so fast you think it was just preloading it, and it isn't.
Yeah. Yep.
That will get me to feel like the PlayStation 5.
When I was playing it, I didn't even notice that, and then when I went back and I was like, "Oh, holy crap!" Like you've got to the title screen and you hit go, and it's just like, "Up, you're right there."
Yeah.
So, yep. Let's see. Steam had some new drama with this kind of payment processor stuff, and this is specifically that apparently PayPal in countries that are not, I think it's like U.S., Canada, Australia, and Japan, can no longer use PayPal to check out and they have specifically attributed this to one of PayPal's quote, in this case, one of PayPal's acquiring banks decided to stop processing any Steam transactions, which cut off PayPal on Steam for a number of currencies. They're apparently working on this, trying to figure out, some way to reaccept PayPal as a payment thing, but this is directly tied to all of the kind of censorship adult game stuff that's going on there. I don't have much more detail on it than that, but I really hope that this doesn't just become the status quo. I know there's a lot of kind of like fighting, quote unquote, like fighting back early on. And I hope that it doesn't just get overshadowed by modern current events and then it just becomes a thing moving forward. So
I feel like I'm not going to say that there's a lot of people doing this, but I follow one person on Blue Sky who certainly posts about it a lot and keeps posting the like, we're doing it, keep calling, the calls are working. And, every couple of days has some new graphic of the whatever,
number of calls. Okay.
Call lines.
Yeah.
So, and I think because this is tied into games and pornography and creative expression, like I'm glad to see it not go away just yet. I hope people continue to push back against this.
Yep, me too. Let's see. Speaking of quote unquote, or speaking of censorship, this is a really strange story.
Oh my God.
So I don't know if you saw this, but Wu Chang Fallen Feathers did a big patch update and it changed a few of the mechanics in the game. But one of the big things that it did was it really reworked this one chapter of the game. Now, apparently a lot of this is about the... Well, first let me say what it does, and then I'll explain why. So, in update number 4, in one of the chapters, and with some of the bosses in the game. Okay, so I didn't understand completely, but in chapter 4, there's like a big battle between like these soldiers and these demons, and it used to be that everybody was hostile towards you, and you could kill everybody. One of the changes that they made is that the soldiers can no longer be targeted or attacked, and they always fight on your side. The other thing they did was that there are several bosses in the game that are apparently based on historical figures from the Qing dynasty that you can no longer kill. When you beat them, they fall to one knee and go, "Ha-ha, thank you for the match. You've proven yourself. Okay, move forward in your quest," or you'll find them later on. They're exhausted, yes, and they're not dead. And apparently this was all due to this kind of political thing about this being set during the Qing dynasty. I think that's how you say it. And how the whole game apparently has like a theme about letting go, moving on, the death, like letting death take its course. And that part of that was the death of this dynasty moving on to the next, iteration in Chinese history. But apparently people got real mad about that, about the idea that all of the people in this dynasty were being portrayed as like villains and the soldiers were there and you could kill them. And apparently they made this change, and it's got everybody unhappy, or a lot of, I think, I don't know how it's gone over with Chinese players, but I know that in Western players, it's like that whole chapter now is incomprehensible. The fact that you're fighting these bosses and you're not defeating them is weird. Like,
I think there's a big mod to kind of undo all of that is charting quite well. So much so, unless I don't want to step ahead of you, but
sorry, the Ming Dynasty. I got it wrong. Yep.
Because it sounds like there were also like some balance updates in the patch that were maybe good, but people went out of their way to revert the game via this mod, and I think the developers have also taken wind and have started teeing you up here.
Yep. Oh yeah. No, there's a few things. There's the pre-censorship patch that came out, but then there was also a big change to the Steam scores. I don't know if that was where you were going. I'm sorry, I was trying to refresh my brain about the actual controversy, because I feel real bad that somebody is literally, I had it reversed, like about the whole Dynasty thing.
Gotcha. I believe the developers have said that they're going to roll back the patch.
I hadn't seen that. I hadn't seen that yet.
I'll double check that,
But yeah, part of that, while you take a look for that, part of this was that there's also a big new change to the way that Steam reviews work, where by default, Steam reviews will be locked to not locked, but will be selected only for your language. So like, if you are if you're using a Steam client in English, the reviews will be English language reviews for the game in question, and will literally unfactor scores from other languages in whether you see it overwhelmingly positive or whatever. Like, it actually just won't show or factor in other languages when it comes to scoring the game, which I can only assume is at least somewhat related to this idea that, if Chinese players are really pissed off about a game, then it gets mixed reviews. And like,
that if your default language makes it look better than if it was in the aggregate,
right,
then is this Steam kind of zhuzhing things up to try to entice you to buy something that might have issues, or is the Steam trying to make representative experiences, because the language can be totally different on games?
Yeah, I mean, personally speaking, I think that this is I like this change, because I have seen games that have like a mixed review, where I go down to the reviews on Steam and every English language review is positive, and then there's like a shitload of Russian negative ratings on it, and I'm like, I don't even know what this is. Like, I don't know what this is. I can't read the reviews, so I don't even understand what the problem is. It could be something political. It could be something like with Wu Chang, where it's like there's a cultural slight that is not going to register to me even a little bit. Also, I read an article that was like, apparently Japanese people just don't tend to leave positive reviews. Like, when you do the aggregate for it, that they generally tend to leave negative reviews or no reviews, as opposed to actually like positive reviews. And so like, one of the weird things about this change is that there's some trepidation on the part of Japanese developers, saying that like, well, if your game keeps getting mixed reviews in Japan and positive reviews in English, wouldn't that incentivize a developer not to localize it in Japanese, because they don't want the potential negative reviews on Steam, that they could have an overwhelmingly positive review score if they left out certain regions that tend to not review the games as positively, which is a real sticky scenario.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, now we're getting into hypotheticals. Like, it would be it would be a real sticky wicket if Steam was able to do some meta analysis and see, X languages tend to have the this good or bad outcome, this experience, and have that affect both sales directioning, but also on a broader level game decisions. Because on the other hand, you would hope, like, well, you would want to localize so that your good game would be bought by people of that language,
right?
And if that doesn't happen, what are the words in that sentence that doesn't work? And is it good? Is it a good game problem, or is it a language problem? I don't know.
It's a big question. I mean, I do know that, like, in my experience, at least, it seems like when we've had a few of these stories come up where there will be something where like in this screenshot on this PC Gamer article talking about this, you see in like simplified Chinese, mostly negative, but then like in in English, it's like mixed, right? Or in Italian, it's
most other languages, and then some are mostly,
yeah. So you have to ask yourself, like, I don't know, like I have a real problem with Steam reviews in general, just because I think that a lot of times opening up your reviews to the general public means that people can downvote something for what I would consider to be a stupid reason. And so I would like to see reviews that were more focused on X, Y, or Z. Maybe that's a better way to do it, but then I don't even know how you would do that. So I don't know. It's interesting. We'll have to see how it goes.
To double back on Wu Cheng, just so I get this in here, I misread an article that was just describing the mod. I thought that the developers were going to roll back the patch, but I was mistaken on that.
Okay. Let's see. Speaking of sticky wickets, Louisiana is suing Roblox, which I think is for a really good idea, because in my opinion, everything I've seen out of Roblox seems to be that it's kind of a not very well administered platform that attracts a lot of children. Apparently 40% of users on Roblox are like under 13, and so there's a lot of potential there for problems. Roblox, actually, I read a second article coming out about this, that Roblox is going to be basically like kind of upping, like you can no longer publish an unrated experience on Roblox. Like you have to submit it for like review before people can go into it, which is a change they've done before. There's apparently going to be a little bit more like sectioning off of certain types of content to make sure that it's only 17 plus, which is good, because I mean, I feel like the Roblox has just been going completely unregulated for a long time, and I don't really mind that. I don't really mind an unregulated platform a lot of times, but when you are specifically catering towards / popular with younger people, you got to have something in there.
It's kind of a problem I feel about YouTube, in that it's a very popular platform, partly because it has loose regulations, because it's been around for a long time, and so it has a lot of built-in users, and it has a lot of things that kind of get to look, there's some fucking bad shit on Roblox, there's fucking bad shit on YouTube, and also period, YouTube also like has developed really, really good video, let's call it analysis software. Like
sure.
People hate Content ID, but Content ID is the solution that doesn't just mean every video gets taken down immediately and there's no middle ground. They are developing a middle ground.
Yeah.
And so there's a part of my brain reading this that when I read this article that made me think, like, hopefully this isn't just like punitive like damages against this company that is seemingly making a lot of safety tools. Definitely has places where it needs to do better, but then taking away X $1 million or making them do X, Y, or Z can't be you can't say that that's the prescription to solve everything, because
right.
If it were only so easy.
Yeah.
If it were only so easy to stop the exploitation, it would be great.
The impression that I've got for a long time is that Roblox has, as a corporation, has been doing kind of the bare minimum when it comes to administrative stuff, like stuff that they can point to, but that if there's still a problem of bad interactions or inappropriate content or stuff like that, I feel like recently, or up until very recently, they've kind of just been like, I don't know what you're gonna do, bop, 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 bop. And it's like, well, you guys make a lot of money, and you make a lot of money off of young people, and I don't know, I expect a little bit more thought about it than this just kind of like, I mean, they put out this statement that was just, Every day, tens of millions of people around the world use Roblox to learn STEM skills, play, and imagine, and have a safe experience on our platform. And we dedicate vast resources to supporting a safe infrastructure. I mean, just this kind of standard boilerplate stuff. I until I see a big change, I kind of want to see some more from Roblox, especially because they also do this weird money Robux thing where it's like, if you make a thing and then people spend money in it, then you get paid in the Robux, but you have to hit like the $100 Twitch payout and you're paid out in Robux, and then that just encourages you to reinvest your profits back into the system. I don't know. The whole thing is just, I don't like it. But
I mean, I don't know. It reminds me of like Minecraft and the paid mods stuff there.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of children play Minecraft, which is an online game with online interactions. And I don't know. I think, do I think an online platform needs to get better? Fucking capital Y, yes. But, I think there's also a part of me that says, like, you know, the millions of hours that kids are on Minecraft or on Roblox are millions of hours that they're not looking up, like, beheading videos or getting viruses or...
Sure.
I don't know. I mean, but I don't know. I don't have kids. Fuck me. Like, please.
Let's see. Speaking of lawsuits, we got another entry in the Subnautica Crafton Unknown Worlds thing. Unknown Worlds apparently is now suing the 3 former principals. And this is specifically this was Charlie Cleveland, Ted Gill, and Max McGuire. And this is specifically about how it seems like when the writing was on the wall that these 3 guys started like downloading all of their emails, downloading everything from every Google Drive they could get their hands on, basically like trying to capture as much stuff as possible before they got locked out of the system. The headline on this is that this lawsuit is coming from Unknown Worlds as opposed to Crafton, but I'd be willing to bet
studio instead of the publisher.
Yeah, but I can't find anything in here that tells me that, like, because all of the language, I actually read through probably 20 or 30 pages of this legalese, and like it all comes off with every point that Crafton has made. So I would not be surprised if we were to learn that, like, this was done by the lawyer that Crafton provides to Unknown Worlds. Oh, it didn't say that specifically? Okay.
Yeah, the law firm that handles the publisher is also doing this. So almost certainly they're doing this hand in hand.
Yeah.
Or at least, driven by the publishers under the name of the developers, because the damages are to the developers and all this stuff.
Yeah.
This is such a fucking weird case, Jeff. This is bizarre.
You know what? I could...
Because they've got them dead to rights on taking hundreds of thousands of files.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
Weird.
But if it's like, the thing is that if they're going to file a wrongful termination suit, those emails may be the difference between being able to prove that you were wrongfully terminated and not. And also when it comes to the Google Drive files, like, I keep asking myself that, like, for my own personal edification, what really it comes down to here is that Unknown World says this was ready to go into early access. Crafton said this is so crappy that it would have damaged the brand if it went into early access. Well, I don't know until somebody shows me what this game looks like in early access, or I can play it myself, whether who's telling the truth and who's lying. Because it could be that the game was a mess and that it was going to fuck up the Subnautica brand. I don't generally believe that, because I don't think Crafton is I don't trust big corporations in general, and that's the Unknown Worlds ain't done me wrong with the stuff they put out yet. But I don't know, it could be that they're telling the truth, but there's no way for me to know that without seeing what I was going to get. And
to piggyback on that, from the publisher side, even showing you that would do the damage that they're accusing the studio of potentially doing. Right. Like, if it's a bit of a self-serving, circular.
If it is that crappy and they show it publicly, then that could depress people who were planning on buying it in early access.
Yeah. I'm not going to watch a live-action movie adaptation of this now.
Exactly. You know? I'm not going to buy the Transmedia comic book tie-in podcast.
I'm not doing a Build-A-Bear Subnautica Subnautica anymore. No.
So yeah, I don't know what to say. All I know is that I don't trust Crafton.
Everyone sucks here, ESH, except for the other developers. The developers who are at the studio making the video game, they are the innocent ones.
Yep. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right. Reduced trailers, because we did have a bunch more Gamescom trailers, so we're gonna look at a couple of them. We got the Helldivers 2 last week. They teased it. This week they announced it. Helldivers 2 is out on the Xbox, and as part of that launch, they put out a legendary war bond, which is $5 more than your regular war bond, $15 for the Halo ODST tie-in pack. So it's ODST, Halo armor, and guns for Helldivers 2, which all looks like, if you're not a big fan of Halo ODST, probably just looks like more Helldivers nonsense. Like, it doesn't look significantly different.
You definitely look like a Halo grunt. That is for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sure. That's a great. I mean,
it's an Xbox property as DLC for a PlayStation. Did Sony publish this, or Sony second party this or something? For the Sony game that is also going to be coming to Xbox soon, right? Or has been announced or is rumored for.
I think it's already out. I think this is part of the release for it. Is this war bond? Yes, all that is very true. So. Yeah,
yes, it will come on August 26th. So
August 26th. There you go.
So there you go.
But yeah, they've got some skins that make the vehicles look a little bit more Halo-y. They've got the Halo guns. Yeah, that's great. That's fine. If you're into Helldivers 2, good on you. So
yeah,
August 26th.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got the announcement of Halloween, the official announcement trailer for a Halloween game at Gamescom. This is Ilphonic, who did the Friday the 13th game. This is an asymmetric multiplayer game where one person plays as Michael Myers and everybody else has to run away in Haddonfield. I don't know how people feel about this concept. I'm fucking tired of it, but
the people who love it fucking love it.
Yeah. The Dead by Daylight heads, the Daylight heads.
The amount of shipping I see about Dead by whoever the Dead by Daylight people are is disproportionate, I would say.
We got basically a CGI trailer of a bunch of people who look like they're from the 80s movie running around and screaming and run away from Michael Myers, and no actual gameplay. I don't know. I do kind of hope that Ilphonic here does get a second chance, because I understand the Friday the 13th game got completely fucked up by license rights, a license rights dispute that kind of fucked up all their goodwill and work and stuff like that. Then they did that Predator game that was like okay, but kind of ill-conceived in my opinion. But so, yep, going back to the horror roots. I am much more interested in the Hellraiser game because it is a single-player game. So
now this says a single player and multiplayer experience.
Yes, you can play with bots. I read the article about it.
Oh, that's such. Well, come on, why? It's the second. It's right there. It got top billing above multiplayer. Are you sure?
No, I am not sure. But what I read about this said that, like, when they said single player, what they meant is that there's a loose story campaign you can play with bots. And I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Speaking of horror movie tie and stuff, Bad Cheese got a release date. This is the kind of weird, it's like this kind of Steamboat Willie, Fat Mickey Mouse
boomer shooter.
Sort of. It's more of like a boomer horror game where you're doing stuff. I think the true bad guy is this character's dad, who's like a Pluto, but with the giant long neck type of thing. So it's got a very kind of like throwback aesthetic to it, where you're kind of creeping around trying to do stuff in this very old Disney looking house.
You have the Steamboat Willie clip.
Yeah.
Did Steamboat Willie go public domain?
It was like a year or two ago. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what this is all about, but It does look kind of interesting. I'm a little bit more interested in that. What was the Mouse PI game that kind of has a similar art style with the black and white kind of retro look to it? But this one's more horror themed. I don't know. I guess we'll get to see when it finally comes out. Which
kind of looks like a run and hide game.
Yes.
Amnesia like.
Yep. September 1st is when we're going to get a chance to take a look at that. So right around the corner. Morsels also got a game release. This is something I've been looking at for a while. One of the last of the Annapurna back before they kind of fell apart. It's like kind of a top-down like action game where you play as this little monster that eats other monsters and then turns into different types of monsters that have different powers. The whole thing has this very kind of weirdly unsettling, grotesque art style with this, the kind of scan lines, this kind of retro thing. I've been really interested in this one because it looks like it reminds me a lot of like Nuclear Throne. Do you remember that old game? But then it's also got, I don't know. I'm really into how disgusting and disconcerting everything in this game looks.
Yeah, it almost looks like kind of like that Nidhogg 2 sort of look of like kind of cartoony, but kind of gunked up a lot.
Yep.
The animations and the character designs look really nice. I don't really like or do very well with those types of games, but like this, I like. This is a nice trailer. They made a lot of really good designs.
Yep. And that's coming out on November 18th. Right in the middle of all the shit. Militsoner got a public playtest. This is the game that I think we saw this at Summer Games Fest, where there's a giant like Eastern European man cop that is like looking down at you.
It's like 800 feet high.
Yeah. And
he's like a monster size.
Watching you do stuff. I wasn't entirely sure what this game was going to be about, but from this trailer, it appears you're like planning crimes. And then when the giant cop falls asleep, you just go crazy and start busting into people's houses and taking all their shit before the giant cop wakes up. And I'm like, well, that's an interesting idea for a game. Sure, I'll give that a shot. I don't know why the giant Eastern European cop is there or after you or what is actually happening, but hey, it's creative.
Yeah, okay. I feel is there already a game out that's like isn't there like a big lady game? Or maybe that's a VR thing. And there's a big lady game and she's looking for you and you gotta hide, but maybe that was like a demo, because I feel like I've seen a lot about this game as well.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm just not ringing any bells, but
listeners, write in about big lady games.
The big lady game.
Know about it.
Speaking of big ladies, we got the Tormented Souls 2 gameplay trailer. This was like,
you can't see the needles that I had to see.
The first one of these was like very much like we're just going to make our own Resident Evil. And this is the sequel. I thought the first one was really interesting. I never finished it. But this one is just like very old school Resident Evil vibes. You're playing as this lady with an eye patch and a leather jacket, and there's all kinds of creepy, crunchy monsters that are all out to get you. And you got to shoot them with a nail gun and a shotgun and other kind of guns.
This is really Resident Evil-y.
Yep.
I'm expecting her to pick like a scorpion sigil up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everything about this just reeks of Resident Evil, and I'm there for it. I don't think Resident Evil shouldn't be the only one who can put a person in an incomprehensible outfit and make them fight zombies and stuff.
So the dress and the leather jacket is not right.
Yep.
But then the nail gun makes it work.
Yep. 100%. October 23rd is when that's coming out. So yeah, right around the corner again. Good night, spooky games. Speaking of weirdly spooky games, I didn't know this was even a thing, but there's a Star Trek VR game that is a horror game called Star Trek Infection VR, where you play as like a Vulcan in a starship that has been overrun with some kind of like weird bio zombie plant, and you're like having to avoid the other crew members because they're all murderous and infected, and you're having to solve puzzles. But then also they show later in the game that you can get like infected and you get like powers that you could like turn your hand into one of these weird thingies and like rope up and around and like knock people out. I'm like, Star Trek and horror is something that I've always had a soft spot for, and then the idea of doing it as a VR game is kind of, it's very interesting to me. So
why is this happening? Like, it's like Star Trek VR game in the big 2025 right now.
Yep.
Like, all right, no shade, it looks neat. Oh man, that's a cool cover image. That image, that key art that they've got is cool too. But like, that's cool. Are the VR barrios, are they shouting? Are they loving it?
I don't know. Also, I mean, I think this is MetaQuest 3, and I don't like have one of those. It's MetaQuest 3 and Steam VR. Like, put it on PSVR 2, god damn it. That's what I have. Another Star Trek game was actually
another
interesting. Yeah, this is from Gamescom. Star Trek Voyager: Across the Unknown. So for all you Voyager, all you Janeway freaks out there, you get to drive the Voyager around, and it's got like. So it looks like you're kind of going around making decisions, getting in fights, and then there's like a little cross-section, little Wes Anderson cross-section simulator where you can see all the decks, like kind of XCOM style, and assign people maybe to different departments.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah, of all the things to make a game out of, Voyager is not one that I would have expected, considering all the heat that's on the new ones, and I never thought Voyager was all that super well liked when it originally came out. But
what series should it be, Jeff? Should it be original Trek?
I don't know. See, I'm a Deep Space Nine head over here, but that's just me. I wanted to make there was a Star Trek Voyager game that was like a Doom mod. It was called like Elite Force or something, where it's like you were like the combat Starfleet team that they would send down for the horrible missions. It was like made in the Doom 3 engine back in the old days. I liked those games, so give me more Star Trek shooty shooters.
Is this just I guess we don't know what it is, but I couldn't quite tell if that was just like a space flight game, or if there was like I don't know, some sort of navigational element. It was weird.
I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't entirely clear because there was a lot of like action shots, but they looked like cinema. And then there was like one shot where you're moving between places, but that looked very like when you drive Mass Effect 2 ship around. And then it was like, so yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but I'll give it a shot. I'll take a look. We got some gameplay for Styx Blade of Greed. I like the Styx games. Little thief with a goblin, little goblin guy.
I remember this. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this one focused on kind of busting in. I think this is probably a pretty early part of the game where you're trying to turn invisible and sneak in and stab a bunch of guys. But some interesting stuff, like the part where he throws a potion and then it makes another goblin that goes in a closet, and then the guy opens the closet and the goblin grabs him, and I'm like, yeah.
Interesting. You know, like we could use more like thief-like games, 3D stealth, especially with like a unique twist, a fantasy twist.
Yeah, I like it. The end shows kind of this giant. There's like a giant bunch of airship fleet coming for Styx, and he's like, I got to do everything myself. I'm Styx. So, yep.
Old Styx, he can never catch a break.
Sticking to the Stick Man went into early access, so we got the trailer for that. This is the Free Lives game that is based on those old Flash animations where the stick figure would fight a million guys.
Yeah. Everyone's internet generation crosses over on that. Yep. Every internet phase has got the stick figure guys.
Do you think the final boss is versus the Flash animator? Do you think it brings the Flash UI? And then you've got
hand in the UI.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
I like the look of this. I need to go check it out. I also really like Free Lives. I like the stuff that they put out. So
I really like the style on it. The cartoony, really colorful look.
Yep. And it's got some kind of meta narrative where it's like when you reach the top of the corporation, then you become the boss, and then you start as a new guy who has to go from the bottom, and because you're always trying to kill your boss.
It's got like an idol, like prestige system.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Out now in early access. Speaking of crazy games, Power Wash Simulator 2 got a price reveal trailer. This is a whole big thing where they talk about the changing financial climate and all this stuff. They were like, yes, Power Wash Simulator, when it originally launched, was $25. And now in the year 2025, our new game is $25. So Power Wash Simulator 2 will be $25, which I think is good news.
Good. I'm just going to say good for the Power Wash Simulator team.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was watching the one of these other trailers for it, and I thought, like, it's crazy that they were able to put out so much DLC for Power Wash Simulator 1, and now they're already ready with Power Wash Simulator 2, and it's got features and I guess a bunch of new levels and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I thought, no, it's not. They just got to take a 3D model and put fucking dirt on it. Dirt up some 3D models. They already have the engine. The engine's perfect.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. There's some new stuff in this one. I'm a big Power Wash. I've played every single level of Power Wash Simulator as well as all the DLC. I think it's a great game to listen to a podcast and play. This one goes a little bit higher resolution, a little bit of some
carpet cleaning. That's
some new tools.
They showed the carpet cleaning, and I went, that's so smart. It's the smartest decision they could have done.
Do you think they have that one where it's like the giant squeegee where after you put the watering can of foam on and then you like let it sit and then you just and all the black comes out of the side? Yep.
Okay. Power Wash Simulator 3 is you have a set of stairs and you throw bottles of stuff down there and you make it dirty and then you clean it up.
You have to sneak in at night. It's like Moonlighter. You have to sneak in at night and gunk up the person's house, and then the next day you have to do the power wash call.
Yes, man.
Yep.
Yes, call us.
Real quick, I've been really interested in Rue Valley. Got a release date trailer. This is a game that's kind of it's kind of from the perspective of like a Disco Elysium type of thing, where your character has a bunch of like mental hang-ups and stuff, but you're in like a weird time loop, so every day it's like you can learn new stuff and bring skills and try out different types of things. But it definitely has a thing where like if you want to try to talk to that lady at the bar, if your stats are too low, you're just like and then you can't. So I think it's an interesting take on that kind of game, and I like the little art style for it. But yeah, it's finally got a release date of November 11th. So,
that's interesting. That's a strange looking one.
I like the idea of an RPG where your stats are just the things that normal people have in their head, like at Disco Elysium. And then last but not least, well, I don't know, maybe least, Tales of Xillia is being remastered. I'm not a big Tales head, but apparently this was a really well-beloved old JRPG for the PS3 era, and they're doing a full remaster of it, putting it out on modern consoles as well as PC. The trailer for it has a lot of 2D animation and sections of 3D cutscenes and not a lot of gameplay. I've never entirely been able to get why the Tales games, I played one of them and it was like, yeah, that was fine. But I feel like there are people out there who just, they love every single thing with the word Tales on it. And I don't exactly know what that's all about, but
yeah, I mean, I think especially that the PS2 and PS3 era where these Tales games seemed to, I don't know, blossom everywhere. Like, I bet it was not too difficult to get into the Tales-averse and find kind of a lot of a type of game. And if you want a type of game, we got a lot of it.
If you want a 3D anime game with some 2D cutscenes, there you go.
Dude, he's got blue hair and he uses a sword.
Yep. Okay, and then let's just blast through these. We got our second wave of Game Pass stuff for August, and it's pretty easy. Blacksmith Master, Void Breaker, Goat Simulator Remastered, Persona 4 Golden is on there. Herdling is going to be out, and then next week we've got Gears of War Reloaded and Dragon Age: The Veilguard on the 26th and 28th respectively.
I give it a try.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say it's good. But give it a try because
you won't know until you give it a try.
You won't know until you try. I know it wasn't for me, and if you're a Dragon Age fan, it's probably not for you either. But give it a try. There might be something in there for you, especially if you're on a Game Pass.
Great hair in that game. Great hair.
Lovely hair.
Shenmue 3 is getting
a square and we can rotate it 45 degrees. Oh my god, I love it.
Shenmue 3 is getting enhanced and re-released. They're doing the 4K upres. Yep. They're doing the
They just did Shenmue 3. Fuck off.
I don't think it ever got like a full-on next-gen release, and so they're doing 4K texture uplifts, faster load time, smoother gameplay, quality of life, upscaling, and it's coming out on the Switch. So,
is this a new SKU or is this an upgrade path?
It is
there
unclear.
Will be an upgrade path for the enhanced edition. So
there you go.
Pay $10.
Yep.
Whatever. Whatever.
Not for me. So, High on Life 2 also got a release date as part of Gamescom, February 13th of 2026. I'll be interested to see if that one is actually able to hold my attention. The first one I got bored of in about 2 hours. So,
if you have Game Pass,
yeah,
I'm not going to say it's good, but you might.
But you got to try it. You got to try it to know. You got to give it a shot.
This is when you should try it because you might really like it.
Yeah, it might be your favorite game that you've ever played.
It could. I laughed. I laughed sometimes.
Yeah.
I laughed. I didn't finish it, but I remember laughing.
What an endorsement. I laughed. Sometimes. Look, I laughed.
Good, so, take what you can get.
Starfield.
Can we talk about that?
What's that? Oh, we'll get there. We're getting there. Starfield is coming to Switch 2 next year. This is a rumor, but it's from that Nate the Hate guy who is he rumors pretty good. So there's a big rumor that we're going to be getting that at some point in 2026. Starfield on Switch 2. So,
I mean, I guess so, right? Like, it's not a huge, expansive open world. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Could work.
Yeah.
And then we got a couple of quick things to wrap up with. One is that there's a big controversy about a plush from the game Mouthwashing.
Grow up. Grow up.
Grow up instead of mouthwash. No.
No.
So there's a company that made a plush of the main character of Mouthwashing that has little cat ears and his little anime face. The main character of Mouthwashing, I'm just going to say, is not a good person. You find this out when you play Mouthwashing. Some people are real mad that they would then put a bunch of cute cat ears and sell a cute plush of a character that did some pretty heinous shit. I don't know.
Grow up.
Yeah, probably just grow up.
Of course he's not a good character. Yep. He's not the good guy. We both played this 2-hour game. He's not a good character.
Yep.
Grow up.
Yeah. I actually was more interested in, apparently there's an official plush of Curly, the man who has been completely disfigured and is wrapped in bandages and has been horrifically burned. And also it comes with a bottle of mouthwash and then a piece of the horrible cake that they make in that game. That's what I'm more interested in. Why would you buy that when you could buy this? This is great.
And I thought Curly was actually kind of creepy looking in the game, and this is actually kind of cute. I think this isn't a good look. Grow up. Let people enjoy things.
Yes. And then last but not least, Bing Bong. Let's talk about the Bing Bong.
Oh my god, this is a fucking crazy story, Jeff. Holy shit.
Yep. So in the game Peak, there's a little stuffed animal called Bing Bong. When the game first came out, there was a few clips online where Bing Bong would suddenly start talking to people as Bing Bong, and he'd just be like, I'm Bing Bong. And he wouldn't help or anything. He would just kind of chat with the people that were playing. this was the devs. They had a backdoor into the game, and apparently they would only do this if you were streaming. They would only do it if they could see somebody streaming the game.
You had a public game.
Yes, so that they wouldn't just do it. They would just jump into my single player game and be like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" And that was great. It made for great clips out there that went out there. However, they just put out a release saying on their social media page saying, we have stopped doing this. So if anybody is claiming that this is happening to them, they are, quote, full of shit, unquote. So
it's so insane to say, like, no, it was us just doing it whenever we wanted, and now we're stopping. We won't do it anymore.
Yes.
That's insane to say we're never doing it anymore.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, it's great. I think everything about Peak has been very, very nice. I've really enjoyed all of the cannibalism update and I forget what the other one. There was something else that was.
They added a new mountain or something, a new level.
There was a new mesa, from last time. I thought there was some other kind of funky mechanic or something that they added in. But yeah, that's great. That's great. You should all go play Peak. Peak is fun.
Peak is cute. I have to say, as someone who spends a lot of time watching people play video games on the computer, I feel like I don't like watching people play Peak. I've enjoyed playing Peak. I like playing it multiplayer, but there are not too many people I like watching other people play Peak. Do you ever dive into any of that?
No, I don't like
Let's Play stuff.
There was a few channels that I used to like, but the thing is that really early on in RageSelect, I stopped because of crypto memory, because I was like, I'm sure that somebody's going to make a good joke and that I'm going to forget that I watched it, and then it's going to sneak back into my bullshit. So I kind of stopped. Also, the team, I really liked the Giant Bomb team back in the old days, and then Ryan died, and then they became less fun, and I was just like their quick looks in the early days were the reason that I wanted to do any of this to begin with. Like I wasn't watching PewDiePie or anything. It was just the Giant Bomb guys that I was into. So, but yeah, generally I don't watch
their style. I still see a lot of their style in the way that you do videos compared to the way people do videos now, where it's usually a little more cut up, sometimes a little less focused on gameplay, or oftentimes not focused on gameplay.
Yep, it's what works for me. And that's
Grow
it.
up.
That was Gamescom. There was some good stuff in there. There was actually a whole lot more, but that's gonna go to next week. We're already over time for this week. Bryce, tell the fine folks of the internet where they can find you when you're not over here watching 1 billion trailers with me.
Well, Marbles is out of season right now, but I'm out here day by day trying to make people's social video feeds better. If you are on Instagram or on TikTok or on YouTube Shorts, go check out Marbles, the Marble stuff. We post clips there every day. So if you're playing the games, you could also become viral famous. Ooh. But if you're tired, off camera, I have to tell you about some of the insane horrific, capital O, offensive shit TikTok has been recommending to me.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm not even on TikTok.
I'm going to make it better. I'm going to make it better.
Bryce is the one.
I'm going to make your feed better.
Yeah. So go check it out. And then, hey, patreon.com/RageSelect. It takes a lot of work. I made spreadsheets and shit for this show and watched a 45-minute video of a guy talking about a Kirby game. I don't even really like Kirby games all that much. So if you enjoy this and you want it to keep going on, patreon.com/RageSelect is where you can go. It's not just for the videos. It's also for the podcast. It is what keeps my rent paid. I need food and shelter and light and warmth in order to be able to do this job. So come to the Discord server, check out the bonus videos. Right now, Man and I are playing through the DLC for Rise of the Golden Idol. We're down to the last case in the Lemurian Phoenix. So we just had to do that.
Those DLCs are good, right?
We went way over time this week because we got to that third case in Lemurian Phoenix where you have to do all of the translation cryptography stuff, and I was like, if we stop halfway through this,
you're gonna forget it all.
It's all going out of my mind the instant that I hit stop on this video. So check it out and hang out with us, and that's the podcast. So give it a try. Give it a try. You never know.
Give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
It's not good, but give it a try.